Good morning. Welcome to the Slidebean Stand-Up Podcast.
We're bringing you the day's latest tech news in 15 minutes so you can get back to that meeting that should have been an email.
My name is Kaya. I'm a tech startup founder and an accidental YouTube host.
I'm Kevin Casey White, a stand-up comedian who has no business knowing this much about SaaS mergers.
Let's get to it. Hello, everyone. Happy... oh, man. I don't even know which day we're going to publish this. It's probably going to be like Monday, but hello, everybody, and happy X Day morning. Insert here.
X Day morning. What's up? It's a beautiful X Day morning coming at you. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. We had a bunch of people waiting on the live stream. We're getting better at this. This is only the second live taping we've done. So hopefully that works well. Bunch of news to talk about.
Yeah,
today.
I feel good about it. Where should we get started? Kick us off.
I think we have to start with the browser, don't we? Like it's the thing, right? So OpenAI just launched ChatGPT Atlas, which is an AI browser with ChatGPT built in, of course. It's only available for Mac, which is a thing. It's apparently coming to Windows, iOS, Android soon. But the big thing is like this is a thing against Google Chrome. It's a real deal. I mean, Google mustn't be happy.
Yeah, they're trying to compete with Google for sure. I don't love it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't love Google in its current state. This AI thing up top, and we've actually reported on this before. Like it's fine to a degree. I don't know. OpenAI says it's a more human way to explore the internet. It's a tool that's supposed to cut through all the noise and the misinformation, and you can browse freely, all thanks to good old trustworthy AI. Actually, it's a closed ecosystem where OpenAI decides what you see, what you read, and essentially what you believe. I think we live in such a misinformation age. I don't need another company filtering for me. You know what I mean? And right on cue, there was new research from the European Broadcasting Union. They found that when users get headlines or summaries from AI assistants like ChatGPT, Gemini, and I assume now Atlas, they're less likely to visit the original news source, more likely to believe biased or incomplete summaries, and they often can't tell where the information even came from. How do we feel about the new browser now, gang?
Okay. So I think I have many thoughts, but I think the first thing is the fact that OpenAI is launching a browser starts to give us hints of what their business model direction might be, right? So just for some context, so last valuation put OpenAI at a $500 billion valuation. Not a public company yet, just for the record. And the challenge, and the challenge that they're facing is their revenue as of last reports is about $12 billion. So this is a company that makes $12 billion a year that needs to justify a $500 billion valuation because there's going to be X amount of adoption or because they're eventually going to make that revenue and hopefully pay investors back. So that requires them to come up with really, really broad business models and to try to everything. They have the money to do it. But two things like are kind of like weird in the new business model. So one of them is a browser, right? So browser immediately translates to, well, collecting more data about you, right? In the end, ChatGPT only had what you told it. But now with a browser, there's all your browsing history, which I don't like that much. I don't know how private browsing works on this browser.
You're so right.
I don't know if it'll respect it.
I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking the idea that it says it's supposed to help you. We're just going to search for you. And then literally the same week, a paper is published about how AI is garbage at researching for you. It's just, mwah. But yeah, you're absolutely right about the data. I don't trust them with the data either and how it's going to be used and how our data, it's already a problem that we're facing, the use of data and how it's leveraged against you. And I got to say real quick, the chat is lighting up about about Atlas, and people are not loving it. I see. I gave Atlas an hour yesterday. It felt like a step backwards from Comet to me, which is the one that Perplexity uses. I've used Comet. You've used Atlas a bit though, right, Kaya? You checked it out?
I'm still, man, it's such a thing to switch your browser experience. I use both Safari and Chrome, and I play around with those. Like, I haven't moved to an AI. You used Atlas more than I
use Arc. I'm an Arc guy all day.
Oh, right, Arc.
And I stand by Arc.
And how do you feel about it? How do you feel about your private browsing history?
I don't think any of them are private. I think an incognito mode is security theater, and it's just there to make you feel good. Because these are companies, they're not giving us free browsers out of the goodness of their heart. It's the thing that Bezos figured out when he started Amazon is, there's a lot of money in data, and we're not going to let you. Why would I risk creating a browser that you could just use incognito mode in all the time and then not give me the thing that I'm trying to use against you? Incognito mode's bullshit. We all know that.
There's not a lot of money in incognito.
It just doesn't
mode,
make
course,
sense,
right?
They wouldn't offer it as an option if it completely shut down their business model. It's but it makes me feel good when I'm looking up a little corn. We have to say for the algorithm, a little cornography. But yeah, I just thought it was so. I don't know. Like, do you think this is the future of these browsers, or are people? It seems like a lot of AI stuff right now is going here. I made this with AI. Do you like it? And then everybody's like, nah, we don't really. We don't want that either. Try again.
No. I think the weirdest, like, I think that the line that we haven't, I think we all like ChatGPT. We've all found, I think that many of us have found useful things to do with it, or useful things to run by it, or making it your therapist or your girlfriend. Like, we've have some videos coming up about that. But again, talking about business models, so the fact that they launched a browser makes me think, okay, like, browser connects to Google. I think Google connects to ads, right? The GPT browser, I see the hate in the UI in the chat, but it gives you like these suggested options, right? So like, when are those suggested options going to become ads? I think that we're not too far from that. If they're going to be pushing for money for extra revenue, so that's one. I think the other one with the browser is, with just GPT in general is, new reports have come out that they're looking to enable like an adult mode in ChatGPT. Did you hear this?
Yeah, they're making because there was hot water about like, young people are getting too horny, and instead of getting rid of that, they go, let's sell it. Let's repackage it and sell it back to you. It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah. So No, sorry. Just to wrap up on the adult content, I think that these guys are seeing like these other, companies that are kind of launching their like AI girlfriends or AI powered companions, whatever you want to call them. No judge. This is a no judge. So it's a joke zone, but not a no judging zone on that. If you want to use it,
we're not yucking anybody's yum. Whatever makes your dough rise, that's fine.
No, and a little parenthesis on that. Like, I think that there is a loneliness crisis in the world, and if that helps a little bit, I can be optimistic about it. Then good. But back to this, like, if the business model of OpenAI is now turning into like porn-ish stuff, like porn and ads, that's a bit desperate from OpenAI in terms of their revenue. Like, who knows what they're going to do next if they don't hit the valuation that they're trying to go for.
That's such a good point. I didn't think they're really grasping at straws because we all feel the bubble. We all feel the bubble about the pop. But I heard somewhere a long time ago that any new cutting edge technology is usually adopted by the adult industry first. VR. I'm sure there's other. The internet, literally the internet, and so this is kind of on par with that, I think. But it's a weird move from OpenAI directly. You would think, Brazzers or somebody would come in and be like, "We have an AI," and but yeah, you're absolutely right. Sam Altman is probably like, "I gotta make some money at this thing. I gotta make a deal."
And we we stand a bit at the crossroads of this, right? So I don't, I like to consider ourselves, or we were, at least our roots were tech companies. Like, it's not that we're completely against it. I think that, we kind of have to adapt and live with it. It's just good to poke fun. I do think that there's a bit of a bubbly situation happening. We have some videos coming up about this.
Look at you playing nice.
But let's
we're just poking fun,
I don't want to upset the overlords, man. We talked about this the other day. Do you thank OpenAI when it helps you?
No.
Oh, ChatGPT?
No. At first I did, and then I heard it uses up a lot of water, and so I'm pretty straight to the point.
Which is I think a fair point. Like, if you can save a couple of liters of water, gallons metric, then fantastic, right?
Can I?
But
I'm sorry. Before we go off the porn thing, I just wanted to say one of the comments, because I do want to give a shout out to people in the comments real quick. Somebody wrote, "Who wants someone to shop for them? We're people and can't remove," and which is such an interesting take, because that was dropped before we were talking about erotic AI, but it's like shopping around's kind of part of it, right? All right, sorry, I just had to get that out. Go on.
I kind of hate shopping. I spent they have the agent mode out in the browser, right? So you can have the browser like do your homework or do or like book things or like book your flights. Man, I spent like 3 hours. We're doing a couple of videos in South America next month. So I'm flying down there. We're probably gonna have a like Patagonia podcast version next week. No, the week after. But anyway, like it took me like 3 damn hours, man, to book all this stuff. I guess the question is like, do I trust ChatGPT to do it better than me? These browsers do it better than me. I don't think so. It's gonna be a while. But maybe I'm old, man. Like I'm a millennial, so I guess Gen Z is maybe trusted.
I think that's a big personality type thing. Like if you've ever had a personal assistant, it's like I don't have one. My girlfriend has one with work.
I'm still poor.
Yeah, but my girlfriend has one with work, and sometimes she's like, "Oh, my assistant can do that for you," and I'm like, I mean, you can have her do it, but I'm still gonna double check. I don't want you to pick you don't know if I'm an aisle guy or a window guy. I don't want you to pick my seat, and that's probably more of a me thing. But I do think this actually segues, because you were talking about advertise too. I wanted to talk about the pet thing. For $430, you can buy a new fluffy AI pet from Casio called the Moflin. It's now on sale in the U.S. Casio says it learns personality over about 50 days with over 4 million emotional states. So it's designed to mimic real emotions using sensors, microphones, and machine learning. It coos, it wiggles, it remembers your voice, and allegedly develops a bond with you over time. Do you remember that Simpsons episode where the, what were they called? Furbies became sentient and terrorized the whole town? We're all thinking that, right?
For comedic effect, I'll say yes.
I just think it's funny. Casio's like, from the company that brought you the G-Shock, represent a fuzzy Terminator. A little fuzzy Terminator that can live with you.
There's the equivalent Rick and Morty episode of that, right? Where they give like this helmet to the dog and it becomes sentient, but okay, so the hamster, it's like a hamster, right? It looks like a hamster. We'll put a picture on it when we do the clip version of this. Do we trust our kids with the hamster thingy? Like, do we trust man? Like, I think the big problem is that these startups, right, that are. I mean, Casio is not a startup, obviously, but their AI division is a bit of a startup, I'm sure. I don't know how tested these things are going. How many tests are they going through before they go into the market? For Furby didn't work out, but Furby did promise something like what this thing is doing. I guess that's where we loop that back. Because my sister had a Furby, and it was supposed to understand what I was saying, but it absolutely sucked.
It was a lie. It was a bold-faced lie. I think it's funny you say, do we trust our kids with it? It's not trusting the kids, it's do we trust the companies? Two things. One, for $430, that's a wild price tag, because for that much you could just adopt an actual pet that loves you. But I don't know. Casio says the Moflin can sense your emotions. Remember how Meta already got caught using people's mental state to leverage them to advertise to them? Like if a teen girl
Mhm.
deleted a selfie or whatever, advertisers would try to sell her beauty products and stuff. How do you think sensing your emotions is beneficial to Casio? Now, it's just like another
Hmm.
way to put eyes and ears inside of our apartment to again, it's all data and it's selling and it's like if you want like a little silly pet, fine. Like I don't hate the idea of a new type of pet. I just think that there's something heartbreaking about a culture that invents fake pets to fill the emotional void that it itself created. You know?
And I don't think that, man, like there are spare pets to
Exactly.
adopt all around.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess it doesn't shit. You don't have to
Hey,
feed
I
it.
guess it doesn't
Uh,
shit.
uh,
That should be their tagline for it. Hey, it doesn't shit.
um, um, some dolls shed like that. It's a feature. It's not a bug. It's a feature. Like my daughter is over that phase now, but she used to have like these dolls that you would feed and then they would poop and you'd have to get diapers
I
for
love
them.
it. Way into
So
that.
so for some people that might be a missing
Mhm.
feature. I would assume.
Yeah, you already know. I already made my point. It's just we don't need smart pets. We need time with each other. We need connection. We need community, and we need someone to rescue a little pup or a little kitten. It's gonna bring you way more joy. Um, did we? Mm.
Speaking of
Oh
toys, I have
yes.
another one. So this company in Lithuania, it's a tiny startup, man. Like we're giving them a lot of free advertising. But this company in Lithuania just launched what they call the first industrial AI system to recognize and sort used Lego, and they're raising a $3 million seed
Thank
round.
God. Finally. Yeah. So the company says it can, quote, revolutionize the Lego aftermarket, helping collectors, sellers, and hobbyists manage their massive plastic empires. And they're already calling it, quote, the next frontier of robots and play, because nothing says play like inventory management software. Let's go.
Man, I just think that okay, so I dream of a world. I do. I dream of a world where there's a robot that's not human shaped that picks up my
Mhm.
mess. Like I like that. I would pay good money for that product. Um, so what this thing does is, but it doesn't do that for you. Like I guess kind of. So you have to pick up your Legos. You have to ship your Lego bag to them. They'll use this AI to sort it out, and they'll return a package of a pre-sorted Lego set. So they'll match the pieces that you have, and they're like, "Oh, here's a complete Lego set." Man, which annoys me for a lot of different reasons. First, like these are your Legos. Like part of the fun is like finding the piece and doing and like imagining
Exactly.
and building your own like thing, right? Not like building sets. Um, and then yeah, like it just recycles the sets, sends them back to you. So, uh,
It's so dumb.
um,
I got a lot. Okay. Wasn't AI supposed to like cure cancer? Isn't that the whole thing when it was like, hey, we've got this thing. We could, global warming, and it's none of that has come to fruition. And now it's just crap like this, where it's like, we can identify Lego types. Great. So AI is better at spotting bricks than it is at spotting misinformation. Congratulations. Yay.
Creativity is overrated, says W. Taylor.
That's the whole thing. We've turned every mild inconvenience into a startup pitch. Like, yeah, you don't want to do research? AI will do it. Can't pick an outfit? Here's an AI stylist. Sick and tired of thinking of being a human being? Let AI handle that for you. It's so fun. By the way, it's called Sorta Brick. More like sorta stupid. Am I right? Come on, gang. This feels like a joke product in a movie. I do think one last thing. Somewhere out there, there's an engineer that worked on this that had to explain to his disappointed father that he made a. This is what he did with his degree. So, I don't know. I don't know the Lithuanian accent, but it's like, yes, father, I made Legos, the swords of Legos. Like, all right, great. So that was a total waste of time in my.
Yeah, like I want to acknowledge that we're trying to poke fun at these things. I see Sadibu Tech. Yes, I know that there are a lot of like AI being used for stuff that we couldn't figure out ourselves, like cancer, like protein, like visualizing protein. So this is good. This is good. But we're having fun today and poking at these guys. By the way, what happens with your Lego or your robot or your toaster or whatever if AWS crashes? So AWS crashed Monday. And you had all these, like, I saw all these posts on Reddit of people whose appliances stopped working because AWS was down. There's like this water dispenser that had a 404 error because it's going to connect to the server, so it wouldn't dispense water because it wasn't online.
Yeah, and it's we remember Y2K, and that was like, wow, there was panic. It was overhyped, and then it wound up being like a nothing burger. I feel like that something like that could happen now. Like the fact that everything, like, dude, I was trying to play a video game yesterday and my Wi-Fi went out. And it's like, I can't play a video game. Like I need to be connected to the internet to play this video game that I'm not playing online. That like, I can't just take a disc and put it in. Like it has to be. And it's like, I don't know. It just feels like a bad idea. For everything to be so fragile. Call me crazy.
And this is, I guess we're hopefully we're better at coding than we were in the 90s, where years were just 2 digits. That's the whole thing of Y2K. Kids, new kids that don't remember. I remember. I was young, but I remember. Everybody was shit scared about it, and it kind of mixed with the whole turn of the millennium. The world's gonna end. So I was 11 or 12 at this point, but I remember having like a friend of mine came to me and asked me like, "Do you really think the world's gonna end next week?" And I'm like, "No, man, I don't think so." But like, there was so much talk about the 2000 thing, world ending, that but Y2K was a real deal, and a bunch of developers actually spent a lot of hours coding in fixes to the Y2K problem, because that was real.
W. Taylor says everything in the world has a toll booth attached to it now. Couldn't agree more. Speaking of the end of the world, how do you feel about Anthropic and the U.S. Department of Energy, the government? So Anthropic and the U.S. Department of Energy's NNSA say they built a nuclear safeguards classifier for Claude, tested inside DOE's top secret AWS environment, which, as we've learned, AWS is so good. with roughly 96% accuracy at catching weapons-related prompts, and it's already live on a slice of user traffic. So let's just trim this down a little bit. Anthropic, one of the biggest AI companies on Earth, basically unveiled a way to make sure that their AI doesn't build a nuclear weapon. What?
No, wait. So that people don't. So here's the thing. So that people don't build nuclear weapons.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Yeah, however you want to word it to make yourself sleep better at night. Sure. Each time.
Yeah.
Go
So
on. I'm gonna rant. So you go first.
No. Just for the context of the story. So the problem is, people might be asking, like, here comes the U.S. government, army, whatever, and they're like, oh, well, what if people ask these bots how to build a nuclear bomb? Like, the bot will tell it to. So what they figured they had to do is work with Anthropic to tell the AI, the large language model, hints of stuff that someone would ask if they're building a nuclear bomb, or they're asking how to build it, so that the AI can stop itself and say, hey, nope, I'm not going to answer that question. The problem with that is, in order to do that, the AI now has to know in order to do that, the AI now knows how to build a nuclear bomb. They actually gave it the recipe.
So that's the problem. Like, Anthropic says they're making sure their AI can't build nukes, which raises the bigger question of, why can't it even try? Like, why, maybe just don't give it that info in the first place instead of being like, here's how to make one. Just be cool. Nothing says trust us like a company announcing we have a plan in case our product becomes sentient and starts Googling uranium or someone starts Googling uranium. Yeah, man, I don't like it. It's like we the idea is, on one hand, we're gonna tell it to not give people the secret sauce, and on the other hand, they're pushing for super intelligence. So on one, the plan is to create God and then hope that he's chill, I guess. What?
Give it all the recipe for the nuclear bomb, and then hope it doesn't.
The
build
companies are like, hey, don't worry, we built safeguards. You know who else had safeguards? Jurassic Park.
That's true.
Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Sometimes I come on here and I'm like, am I the only one who sees what's happening? And then the people in the comments make me feel better.
If you're building a nuclear bomb, don't ask Anthropic. Go to ChatGPT,
exactly.
Because for now they still don't have the security.
Yeah,
thing.
Right. Let's not publish this information yet, maybe, until everybody's on board too. What the fuck are we doing? I swear. Do you ever just look around and just be like, am I the smartest person on the planet? Because everybody else seems pretty fucking cavalier about all this. What else we got? Let's
this is like a little nostalgia story. So Automatic CEO called Tumblr the biggest failure in their company. So this is Automatic is the company that owns WordPress. He was doing this interview or this panel at WordCamp Canada a few days ago, and they're still keeping Tumblr alive. So they acquired Tumblr, they're keeping it alive. They were planning to migrate Tumblr to WordPress, but Tumblr just keeps losing money. It's about $13 million a year that they have to spend just to keep Tumblr alive. And he kind of put it as, yes, a failure, but also like this wasted opportunity of all this content that's sitting there that could be used to train our AIs into how to, now we were talking about adult AI content. Like imagine like popping into the Tumblr gold
right?
mine.
Tumblr, once home to writers, poets, horny Twilight fanfic, and like artsy porn gifs, was supposed to be resurrected under Automatic, and instead it's been quietly bleeding users and relevance. It's here's what I wrote: is like if Twitter and LiveJournal had a goth kid who was too depressed to get out of bed. I don't like this idea that we need to modernize every play. Like it's the same thing with Twitter, right? Where it's like maybe if we start charging for Twitter, people will like it. What? That's the idea? They decided to integrate paid subscriptions, and then everybody was like, "We'll just go to Discord." What are you talking about? I don't think we need to corporatize internet subculture all the time. Tumblr, go on.
Yeah, and connected to the Twitter thing, Elon is kind of rolling back on that because Elon didn't want when Elon bought Twitter, he didn't want anybody crawling on Twitter, right? So he closed out the APIs or put a really, really huge price tag on it. And we heard last week that he's kind of rolling that back. It's like, oh, maybe we need developers to integrate into our stuff so we can build cool products and people keep using them.
How about that? So yeah, they're what is it? It's like pay per tweet or something.
No. It's like the API access, which was like, it was so expensive. I think it's 10,000, like 10,000 base pricing yearly, I'm assuming, or I don't even monthly, that, it kind of like a lot of platforms that I used to use, Zapier, a lot of the social media scheduling stuff, they just stopped integrating to Twitter because it was just too expensive to maintain, right? So like, but now like X, I guess I should say X, is rolling that back. I don't even know, man. Like I spent less and less time on Twitter now. I do, like, for the sake of argument, I do think that Twitter fulfills one need, which is like, oh, here's a funny story. There was an earthquake the day before yesterday. I live in Costa Rica. We get a lot of earthquakes. And that's pretty much the only time a month that I go to Twitter, because when there's an earthquake, there's this hashtag that we use here in Costa Rica that everybody goes to check. Oh, was this an earthquake or did I imagine it? And like you can see this feed kind of popping up. And I don't think that there's any other platform that allows you to do that, that allows you to kind of look for a hashtag of an currently ongoing event and find out what's going on about it. Because if you go to TikTok, you're going to have to wait until somebody comes up with a funny joke about it. You depend on the algorithm. But Twitter fulfills that role. And I don't think any other platform today, maybe a little bit Threads or Blue Sky, but in the end, the format of Twitter, I think, is really valuable.
I agree with that. That's my favorite use for it as well. It's the only reason I kept it for so long but I don't, is it even that? I didn't know it was still that. I remember like 2020, there was a lot of civil unrest. There were like the BLM protests and things like that. And I remember watching a live feed on Twitter of people in like Manhattan smashing, a Best Buy and taking laptops and stuff, which by the way, I was like tight. I was like, nice. But it was like person to person, like a real like live feed, like a CB radio or something of like what's happening in real time. And then now I just feel like since Musk took over, it's just a cesspool of trolls and gooners.
And these long these like threads, obviously AI written threads and the grok, but I can see how like the challenge of, hey, here's this really important, I want to say important platform. The whole Arab Spring kind of like was built on Facebook and Twitter, and the fact that these things had like some form of live interaction, not algorithmic. And I think that the world needs that platform. It just doesn't exist right now, or like Twitter is kind of losing a grip on that.
I feel like if you want me to put my conspiracy hat on, I feel like that kind of flow of information is something that the man finds dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
The powers that be.
But that all said, I think we can stick the landing with this one. Let's maybe get off the internet. And I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments talking about how the internet, and I've said this for a while now, right? That like the internet has become harder and harder to use. Every time I have to log into something, I have to do a 15-step authentication and like all the, and it's just kind of a pain in the ass. And I think we're all kind of wanting to be off our phone more, which is why I was happy to see that YouTube added a timer for you to stop scrolling shorts. For once, a major tech company is doing something good, I think, for your mental health. The company just rolled out a new Shorts timer, a built-in feature that lets you set limits on how long you want to scroll through Shorts before it gently nudges you to stop. So you can set preset reminders like 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever. And then once you hit your limit, YouTube will pause playback and suggest you take a break. And I'm all for it. More of that. That makes me a more loyal customer. And not just because we're streaming live on YouTube. But it does make me less, when you're like doom scrolling and then you kind of go like, oh, what have I, you snap out of it and you go, how long was I there? This makes me want to use YouTube more over TikTok or Instagram, just for the reason I can have some say in how long I'm ingesting nonsense.
This happens. And as a YouTuber, I always want to, I want to do the homework, right? My homework is, hey, let's watch some cool documentary, or what's this other creator that I really like, and see what they did. But because I want to kind of turn off my brain, like I go to Shorts first, or I go to TikTok, and then you're stuck there, man. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I appreciated YouTube guardrails on that. I think that, we talked about this. We talk about this all the time, but I'm really happy about this metric. Like social media use is down 10% year on year, and I think that means that this is good news. This is good news. We're kind of moving towards a less connected or less shareable sort of social media. I remember when we always talk about like my upbringing was offline, man. I didn't have It was very early internet. There was nothing I could post. I'm sure like if I would have had access to Instagram or Facebook, I would have come up with some really shameful either post or photo that would come and bite me in the ass a few years later. But I didn't even have that. They didn't exist, right? So kids today don't have that privilege, but maybe we're going back to that a little bit. And that is a high note to close today's episode.
Amen to that. All right. I think that's it, gang. See you next week. I don't know. Kaya, you always sign us off. This is not my job. You're so good at it.
We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot for listening. Check out a bunch of we referenced a bunch of videos that we've already talked about. AI therapy is coming up. Potential AI bubble is coming up. What ChatGPT does to your brain. So go check them out on our channel, and we'll hear each other next week. Peace.